Two Guys, One Reel podcast.
Hey guys, welcome to the Two Guys, One Reel podcast with your hosts Kev and Anthony. Kev, here we are today to do our review of Killer of Killers.
Yes, finally, awaited, excited. This is what I'm. This is my jam. This is my jam.
And obviously, folks, this is our first foray into a video review.
Yes,
and if you've been joining us with our audio reviews, you know that this is a big step for us. And with the ingenuity of Kev, finding a good platform to use, and me not being able to find my webcam, telling Kev, oh, I have to get one. And then I found it by looking somewhere I hadn't looked, and bingo, here we are. And Kev, I'm excited.
Oh,
and yeah, this is right. This is amazing.
This is great. I mean, this feels amazing. Looks amazing. I'm really pumped, excited for this, and hopefully this works out and we stick to this format. That'll be fantastic.
Yeah, totally.
Oh.
And folks, if you're just joining us, obviously for the first time, this brainchild of a podcast came from us just having conversations when we would see each other. Hey, did you see that? And the fact that it's become what it is now is amazing.
Yes.
And I'm so excited. And yeah.
I think it's just growing. It's growing steadily, and I'm very excited for the future and for how far we've come so far. So far, it's
Definitely.
So much already, and it's in such a small bit of time, and it's great.
Yeah.
It's not overwhelming, and it's fantastic. That's what I love about this. So, and
that's right.
Integrating the video is, I think, amazing for us. So
a big step, I feel.
Oh, absolutely. So, Anthony, let's get into Killer of Killers.
Yes.
All right. So,
now,
yep.
Killer of Killers is part of the Predator universe. And, Kev, do you want to start us off?
Sure. So this is just a slight overview. So it is a Viking Raider, a ninja in feudal Japan, and a World War II pilot encounter a fierce intergalactic hunter.
This was directed by Dan Trachtenberg and Joshua Wassung. And it stars Michael Biehn, Rick Gonzalez, Lindsay Levanchi, Louis Ozawa, Damien Hass, and Britton Watkins.
Pretty decent cast, especially Michael Biehn.
Yeah, pretty excited about that.
I'm very excited about that because he's in Aliens, so he's in Aliens and Alien 3 until they did him dirty. But anyway,
it's a nice callback.
Yep. Yeah. So they did my man Michael Biehn dirty in Alien 3.
Yeah.
But we won't get into that right now. But
later. We'll get into that later.
It's going to happen. But with Killer of Killers, this is spread over sort of 3 stories, and with coming in
and 3 time zones,
and then coming in together at the end. So,
which took me by surprise.
Oh yes, I wasn't thinking that. I didn't think it was going to be, several stories at once, and especially as we go through different timelines. So,
I love the animation of it, kicking off with the shield.
The art style and everything was great. So, with story 1, it is called The Shield. So, this takes place on Earth in 84 AD. I don't know what AD stands for, Anthony. Do you know what that is?
AD is after AD, so that would be after Christ or after death of Jesus, I guess.
That's what I assumed. But
after the creation of But
I
mean, there's BC.
Yes.
And then there's AD. So that's during what I would perceive as the time of the Vikings, obviously the Ice Age and that. And that's, was it 80 or 841 AD?
Okay.
Yeah.
And all right, so the overview of the shield. So we got Ursa is the leader of a clan of Viking warriors, and she leads a clan to hunt for a dangerous warlord. One of her most loyal lieutenants is her son, Anders, and she seeks revenge of her father's fate. Ursa is a very big mother figure in this.
Yeah, very aggressive and but very strong, very powerful, and obviously this is where we meet the first of the predators.
Yes,
and so this was really surprising to me. Again, from the outset, you don't realize that going into this that it's a predator. Yeah, it's pursuing them. And then it leads into the story, and I think it just grabs you.
Yeah.
You get invested very quickly.
Oh yes, the start off of this segment was great. It goes into the good story about how the clan work together and how dedicated they are to find this person so she can get her revenge.
Yeah.
And it shows it's just very good how they do that. And then, what did you think of the whole action sequence of this first story?
Oh, it was crazy. I thought the action was really at a really fast pace, but it's just this predator was just he was relentless.
Not mucking around.
No,
not mucking around.
And neither did she.
No,
she didn't muck around either. But as you mentioned, the clan, they're very together, and you see their ways of how they've hunted and how attuned they are to their environment and their senses.
Yes.
And she doesn't back down.
No,
No,
100% agree with you on that. It does not back down. And when you get to the what I love about this sequence as well is the animation, as you pointed out, but the gore in this is fantastic. I was not.
It does not let up.
I was not expecting it to be this full on. I knew it was rated R, which I was like, that's good. But then when it pumped up with the gore, I was like, whoa. I was like, wow. So this one hits. It's all the hits are hitting hard, and just the gore is just good.
Violent.
It's what you want. Is what we want.
Yeah, it's ultra violent, and obviously in the world of Predator and Alien, there's no you go away, I'll let you go. No. This is death. This is violence. This is unforgiving.
It is. It's fantastic. But with the Predator, I thought the Predator was well done. Out of all these stories, I did think this Predator was a little bit lacking, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, he was the first of three.
Yeah.
But then, when you realise that this may have been a young predator, an emerging, because as we learn, there's different predators, and they might have been at a different stage in their either mission or just how old they are in their clan or from where they are from. But obviously, inexperienced.
Well,
kind of.
I think all the predators in this are. I think these are their tests. So, if they can take down this one killer who happens to be in this story, the killer singles out Ursa as the ultimate killer.
Yeah.
So their goal is to kill that one to maybe then be promoted, or I'm not sure, or as the coming of age thing. So yes,
that's what I was trying to say. Yeah,
that's all right. Yeah. But with the shield as well, it's just it's hands down pretty good start to this movie. It was very good.
Yeah, and then we moved in. Sorry,
go.
Then we moved into the sword, which introduced us into the Japan during the times of the samurai in 1609. And so again, it's it completely spins it on an axis, because again, you've gone from Vikings,
yep,
and then you're suddenly in Japan. And that's obviously with time, different time zones in this film. It takes you by surprise. And again, like, you don't expect it.
No, and you don't expect. And I was thinking, where are they going to go with this? I'm like, this is going to be okay. But as we'll get into it more, you'll understand. But did you want me to talk about the story too?
Yeah, please do.
So the overview of the story too is it's about two brothers, Kenji and Kyosho. They're brothers, and they're sons of the merciless warlord or merciless lord in feudal Japan. Their bond is severed when their father makes them fight each other. Years later, the two come to blows in a light of tragedy, only to have their fateful confrontation interrupted by the arrival of a predator. So, well, all right, Anthony. With this segment, story 2, the sword. Again, very strong. I think this one is the strongest of all the stories. This one is the best.
Especially, I would have to agree with you. I mean, obviously, this predator was relentless, but you saw the contrast between the two boys and how they grew up to be different kind of men. You know, where one was, you know, like kind of like cast aside, and there's a great divide between them because of their father.
Yes.
And then obviously when their father dies, and they're basically brought back together because of the tragedy of that loss.
Yeah.
But they both have it in for each other.
Yeah, but didn't one of the brothers snuck back in though?
Yes. But like,
that was afterwards.
A relentless.
That was afterwards. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. It's like an ongoing feud between them, marked by how their father caused that divide.
Yes.
And so they hate each other. But the measured one, like the quiet one, he's been away from it all. Like he's kind of been like completely separated from the brother that stayed in the temple.
Yeah.
And so, like, when this predator is introduced, well, these two brothers end up having to join forces in what I felt was very reluctantly, because they still have it in for each other, but like they recognize the loss of their father, but they also realize that to survive, they have to fight.
Oh yes, that's what I loved about this segment with the sword was also the introduction of the predator and the fight style of the predator. So the predator this time decided to use stealth a lot more. So he was mostly invisible, but his kills were so good. I loved it.
Intense.
Loved it. Like I loved his and I loved how each predator has a different armory. It's not the same.
Yes.
And I love that.
That's right.
So we got this one.
And experience.
So in the shield, the predator's weapon was like a energy sort of blunt object weapon that radiated energy that just blew things apart. In the sword, the predator has a staff. Slash whatever, has like a sharp end on the point. But when it splits people in half, I'm like, oh yeah, that's what I love.
Oh, it's crazy, and then
fantastic.
Like, and like obviously being in feudal Japan in the days of the samurai, these samurai were warriors, and so like they kind of, once they knew what they were up against, well, it was again violent. I mean, the animation, I can't compliment it enough. How they did it was amazing.
It was good. It shows really good detail. Everything was good. Yes, I understand some people didn't like the style because at times it did look a little bit jittery, a tiny bit jittery, tiny bit, not much.
Jumpy.
Yes, a little bit, but it wasn't too much to get it to make you annoyed. I wasn't annoyed with it. I thought it was fantastic.
It's more to the intensity of like this is like life and death, and obviously when you see the brothers know what they're coming up against, and the Predator, again, relentless.
Mm.
And you can see clearly his mission was to get rid of him.
Yep.
And I love the touch of the samurai armor.
Yes.
And,
Yes.
and how you just mentioned that each Predator has their own armor style.
And their own unique fight style, too. Like,
Yes.
this one was more, finesse. This is all about the finesse in that, whereas the Shield was more blunt force. It was just straight up force, and that was, and it didn't end well with some things. But
that's right.
But it's really good, and that's what I liked about it the most with the sword segment. And also what I really liked about it was actually spoken in Japanese. So I love that. I'm so happy they did make him have English language. It was so good that they kept true to that story.
They had subtitles for context, but again, it's true to the format. So they kept it completely traditional to the samurai. So for obviously worldwide audiences are gonna respond well to that, because I think I speak for both of us that foreign language stuff is very watchable, and you don't necessarily have to hear them speaking in English to get the gist of what they're saying. But it helps, obviously, if the subtitles are there. But as I said, the way they did it true to the samurai style, and just the story it plays out. Beautiful.
I 100% agree. All right, so we come up to our final story, which is story 3, which is The Bullet, which takes place in Florida, 1941. So this is World War II.
To World War II.
Yes. So with this story is about Torres. So he is a fresh-faced recruit to the United States military during the Second World War, attuned to machinery and a gifted mechanic. Torres finds himself in a heated dogfight with a Predator ship that relies on his wits and courage rather than physical prowess to survive.
Yeah.
And Anthony, again,
and
what'd you think?
I loved it. Again, especially when you meet the character Torres, you realize straight from the jump, this guy's witty, this guy's smart, and he's very perceptive. And in the environment that he's in, he's been kind of pushed aside and kind of been obviously he's a gifted mechanic, but he's kind of missed the boat in terms of no one's really kind of given him the chance to prove himself.
Yes.
And because he wants to be a pilot, and he wants to do his part. And obviously he's Mexican.
Yes.
And so when you see him take to the sky in the plane during the heat of battle, and he's basically told, hey, stay in the background. This is not your fight.
Yep.
But then we meet the other Predator. This Predator.
Yep.
Wow. I mean, you talked about the weapons.
This is the first time that we've seen a Predator ship, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is something new for the whole universe with the Predator. We'd never seen them flying their own ship in battle. So that's what I really liked about this segment. Because this segment... Yeah.
And you mentioned violence.
Oh, yeah. That machinery is dead set, going through a freaking engine block like it's butter. Insane. The kills are fantastic.
Chains. I'll never look at chains again, probably.
Yeah. It's good because it introduces more to the lore of Predators. Their weaponry is so much advanced to them. Of course they are, but they're just so more advanced.
And they've had to adapt.
Exactly. And they knew, because in this story, it's more about air dogfighting in the air. So this is about the World War II planes going against the Predator ship. All right,
yeah, that's right. Because obviously they don't realize at first what they're going up against, but they know that there's something there, and people are dropping like flies.
Yep.
And the special touch is that the commander is Vandy. He's played by Michael Biehn.
Yes.
And that was a nice touch.
It was a nice nod.
That was a great
nice
thing. Yeah. Torres obviously ends up being by himself, being spurred on by Vandy.
Yep.
And basically he tells him, go get them. Get them for us.
Got it,
and
how about surviving?
That's right.
So
yeah.
And it's
But this leads in. Yeah, sorry.
No, go on, go.
This leads us into our final act.
Yes. So we're not going to touch too much about this final act because is a little bit spoilery. So we're just gonna do a quick overview. So basically, all three of our characters are brought together to fight, and
that's right.
That's all I'm going to say for right now.
But see, you don't expect it though. No. I mean, the way that it plays out, you don't expect that you're going to see them again.
No, with going through,
but then
going through the stories,
go on.
You don't know how they're going to be connected, and we're going to talk more about the connection in spoilers because I think it's a big detail if we tell right now. On how things do, how they exactly come together, but. But the final act itself, I thought was pretty good. It did add more to the lore. Like it had different, they had sort of like just different things that were brought in. I was like, okay, I wasn't expecting that. And
no, that's right. But see, it also opens the world up of possibilities.
It does, and it brings up of more about the hierarchy stuff of predators.
That's right.
Because this is canon. Like this is officially canon. So this is placed. So we'll go. I was just about to say something spoilery, but I stopped myself. But all right, we need to talk about the spoilers. So we'll go into it.
All right.
So if you made it this far, thank you so much, guys, and thank you for everyone for your support, especially on the Facebook page. It's been amazing. About how people have been just liking our things and stuff. Even sharing is the best way to help us out as well. But join the
help.
Join the conversation.
Tell people about us, and exactly, because again, we appreciate all support. And as you're going to find, this is a learning podcast, and we're both learning as we go, and we are looking forward to taking you along the ride with us.
Absolutely. And like we said before, if you can get our podcasts on YouTube, Spotify, Amazon, all the good stuff. And with the video, these will be put into YouTube more, but we'll have an audio version as well.
That's right.
So, and if you want to stick around with spoilers, stay tuned because we're going to get into spoilers right now. All right, spoilers for Killers of Killers. Anthony, let's get into it.
Yeah, from the jump, man. So, like I said before, the way each story played out, you don't expect that you're going to see these characters again.
No.
And so, at first, obviously, Ursa, our Viking leader, when she sacrifices herself, at the end of the battle with the Predator warlord.
Yep.
It was after they'd all managed. I mean, because obviously when you meet them all together, when you see them all together, they're from different timelines, different worlds, different upbringings. So they don't know how to communicate with each other.
That's what I was going to point out to you. I was going to say, I loved how they did that they kept it true.
Yeah.
But because with this as well, they were put collars over their necks. So basically, the warlord predator had them collared. So if they tried to go against the rules, so the rules are each of them had to fight each other. So all three. Yeah. So you got Kenji, Torres, and Ursa. They have to fight each other to the death to then fight the warlord.
And that seemed like entertainment to the Predators.
It seemed like a gladiatorial event.
That's right, and that was exciting.
That was cool because it's supposed to showcase these killers. These people are the killers, like as the title says, killers
like
of killers. Like they were good enough to take down predators. They're good enough to take down a warlord.
Yeah.
That's what he thinks.
Exactly. But I liked how it organically made the three of them bond.
Yes.
And realize that to survive, they've got to work together. Obviously, Torres is like, he's not going to go down without a fight.
I thought he was
scared. Yeah, but like he realized that you can't give
There's
up.
more to it.
Can't obviously.
Well, he got what did he do? He got eaten by a monster, wasn't it?
Yeah,
some sort of creature.
He got swallowed by the monster, and then he ended up
they cut him out,
fighting his way out. Yeah.
Also, with this part as well. So when they're introduced into the arena, so when they're introduced into the arena, they were giving a weapon from their timeline to use.
That's right.
So Kenji was given a sword, a samurai sword, a katana. Ursa was given a battle axe, and funnily enough, Torres was giving a flintlock pistol. And I am 99% sure that pistol is from Predator 2 that was given to Lieutenant Mark Harrigan with the engraving Raphael Aladoni, 1715. So that is the pirate flintlock.
Oh, what a callback.
I
That's
know.
a nice little detail.
I was just like, I had to look that up because I'm like, that engraving.
I didn't even realize.
Yeah, that engraving, I seen that. I'm like, wow, that's Predator 2. That's the flintlock pistol. So, Torres was not excited about because this is a flintlock pistol he's never seen before. He's never used it, didn't know how to load it. So he's like, what the heck is this? But anyway.
Yeah, he's like, what am I supposed to do with it?
Exactly. So,
exactly.
So they're given these weapons, and they're supposed to, kill each other. But in the end, they helped each other to escape the warlord, get out of the situation.
That's right. Yeah.
And when they're doing that, so they do escape. Well, as we said before, Ursa sacrifices herself because Torres hijacks a Predator ship and brings Kenji, who, when they're going across, Kenji gets his arm decapitated. Or arm sliced off, not decapitated, that's his head. But his arm sliced off, and and then the Predators shoot a harpoon to the ship to stop him, and then Ursa jumps out to battle them down there to let them escape, which they do.
Yeah, she calls them her boys.
Yes, so she is very motherly to these guys, and they don't know, like we said about the collars, they can only communicate with the Predator. So they can't communicate with each other, which I found interesting. I thought they were going to do the whole thing of they can just translate to each other, but they didn't. So,
makes you think that they're probably designed so that they couldn't go up and have an uprising again.
Exactly what happened.
Yeah, exactly.
Which goes to show.
But how exciting!
Yeah, which goes to show that you don't need language; it's body language, and just normal instinct. You know what I mean? That's what I liked about it.
But I thought it was amazing though that when Torres is able to fly the ship, for the warlord, I mean they completely don't expect this.
No.
So when Ursa sacrifices herself, which doesn't necessarily mean that it's the last we're going to see of Ursa.
No,
you never know.
Well, we're in spoilers already.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so obviously, when he flies away in the ship, we then see the warlord say, "Let the hunt begin." Yep. So he's then pursued by countless ships.
I know. I'm just like, far out.
And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And then that was amazing. Yes. And then when it opens up to this kind of like a warehouse, like a location, and there's all these people frozen.
Yes.
And I
was
blown away.
So when we get to this part where you see, because Ursa wasn't killed. All right. So she wasn't killed. She was then frozen because I believe they were all frozen to begin with, and then they're selected for whatever criteria
Yeah.
to fight each other. But then they're thawed out. So then Ursa was refrozen, and when she's being pushed along, you see monsters, different stuff from different galaxies. I'm assuming. And
Yeah.
who do you see?
We see
Naru. We see Naru from Prey.
from Prey.
And that excites me because that means that links things. And
I just had a thought just now. The three predators, basically, in my mind, they were all sent out to the vast reaches of time
yeah,
to find these warriors.
Yeah.
To find, because obviously this is like their entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
So these predators have basically been sent out to recruit, or in terms of capture,
The
warriors
best of the best.
of that time.
Yeah.
The best of the best to become the killer of killers. That's just
Which is
Wow.
mind blowing to me because given off previous entries in the Predator franchise, aliens I thought were the top. Well, they are actually the top killer.
Yeah,
they are the top killers for the Predators. I think they are the ultimate killers because they can get out of control so quick. But also in Predator 2, when Danny Glover, Lieutenant Mike Harrigan, goes on the ship, you do see other skulls of different things.
Yeah.
You got humans, alien, and some other stuff. So I'm glad they incorporated that as well.
It's a nice callback. It's definitely a nice callback to the previous, films in the franchise.
But the more I think about it now, too, the movie Predators, the one where the humans get put on the planet to be hunted, were they frozen as well? And then dropped out of the sky?
Well, there's a possibility. Yeah, there's a possibility now because this can go. I mean, when I saw that, you and I, when we were both there, talking about this, when I saw it, it just told me there's endless possibilities.
Oh yeah,
and the stories. I mean, again, when I saw Naru, especially after watching Prey, I just thought, yes, because again, the way her story ended, it was just like, when's the sequel? When are we seeing her again?
And this
it's just
this is a good tie-in, but but it does tie in, but also it is a bit weird because at the end of Prey, as far as I remember, she was just left alone. So does that mean, like they did with Torres, they went back, found her, grabbed her, and froze her?
Well, they must have, because maybe there's like some kind of thing where the original warrior predator who's gone out and faced off with Naru didn't come back, or maybe there's like a messaging, like, I don't know, because the way that the predator works, there's got to be like a communication. There's got to be something like a signal.
Well,
and so maybe they did go back and capture her.
At the end of Prey, did the Predators come back to thank her, to give her a trophy like they did in AVP? Was AVP 1? Yeah, AVP 1, yeah.
Not that I
can recall either. Because in AVP, the Predators went back, landed after they killed the Queen. And then they gave her like a, says you're cool, we're not going to kill you. You're worthy.
Well,
what does that mean for her? Like, because she didn't actually kill a predator, I assume. She killed an alien queen. So, I guess that's a bit of a leeway.
Maybe it leaves it to where, like, they realize that she could be a formidable opponent.
Yeah,
maybe they.
Well, she's one.
Maybe they realize
she's an ally,
unfinished with her.
She's an ally, sort of thing. So she's not actually an enemy. She's just an ally to them because she helped. Yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
But
It's like the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
exactly. And so going on
Yeah.
from this, so this is very open ended. I'm guessing we're going to see Ursa, Naru, Torres, and Kenji again, obviously.
Yes. Yeah.
But so this is after Prey and before Badlands. So
which is going to be
which is going to be good too. But what is that going to tie in? See, this is a little thing I'm confusing because did they actually communicate to each other? I'm assuming they might have.
They might have. They must have.
I would hope so.
See, again, what's the time jump going to be? Too?
That's right. But with let's say Killers 2, whatever they call it, is it going to be the take on the middle story? So like from Killers, or is it going to take on from Badlands? Who knows?
Yeah, because obviously we're going to maybe all those ships going after Torres and Kenji, maybe not necessarily going to kill them.
Yep.
They're going to capture them.
Yes, and kill them.
So I don't kill them. They're cool, but surely that obviously you can see how popular this has been.
Yes.
But it definitely provides a lot of motivation for them to continue that story.
Yes.
Because people have become invested. I know I did.
Oh,
I know you did.
I'm loving it. This is a whole new opportunity for Predators and the whole universe of doing more.
Exactly.
But
because I think
going forward though, Killers sets such a high bar of gore.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
You need gore.
Detail. They can't now. Yeah. They can't now do something else with it and then make it like PG.
No, you can't.
Where they take the gore away and exactly because I think, as you just said, it sets a precedent.
Mm-hmm.
So the demand is there. They either, go ahead with the sequel, but like I said before, time jump wise,
yes,
is it going to be again before Badlands, or is it going to be like an offshoot kind of thing, like where they're going to do obviously release Badlands? Are we going to see questions answered?
Yep.
That we have from watching Killers.
Exactly.
Or we're going to see Badlands, still be scratching our heads going, why didn't they seize on that? Why didn't they jump on that? Or are they thinking, hold on, we're going to release this nugget here, we're going to release Badlands here, not answer any of those questions, and then release something else? I don't know.
Yeah.
But the momentum's there. They need to jump on it. Because people's interests obviously you're going to have devoted, Predator fans, but I think people will be disappointed if they don't jump on that motivation that they've got, because again, the response has been amazing.
Oh yeah, this has gotten high regards. I think it's at the high 83%. And stuff like that. And it's high up there. This is one of the highest rating, I think, for the Predator franchise.
Very well responded to again as well.
Because it's the gore.
I think it's I think people respond well to the fact that they didn't tone it down at all.
No, because as in previous franchises, it frustrates me so much when I see a killer come down to the planets or whatever and fight people. And people get on the good side of the Predators. I don't like that.
Yeah,
these Predators are killers.
So obviously the Predators realize, they're mindless killers, but obviously they're smart. Obviously they recognize, they recognize traits in people that hey, this is a warrior. Honor, an honor code. Yeah,
exactly.
So I'm hoping that they build off what they've done with Killers, because Badlands is going to be a telltale sign if they directly answer questions from Killers, or if they're going to sit on it. But I'm hoping that they'll see that the interest is there. People want that. They definitely want to see more of Naru, and so.
Well, is there a rumor about a Prey 2?
Yeah, I heard that, but like what you touched on, because that warehouse, you got all these different frozen figures, from centuries, of different timelines. You got potential for all kinds of creatures, all kinds of
Yeah.
people that are frozen in that warehouse. So maybe it sets the stage for something massive.
Yes.
Just a thought.
And I hope it gets there. All right. Well, if we're going to keep rambling
I hope
on,
so
this can
too.
go on forever. All right, guys. If you made it this far into this playlist, yes, 100%. And if you made it this far, guys, thank you so much. And that does it for the Killer Killers review. Also, we haven't given our rating yet. Oh, jeez, what are we doing?
Yeah, exactly.
So,
first video popcorn bucket review, Kev.
Yes, first popcorn bucket review. I give this one a strong 9. This is a 9 out of 10 popcorn buckets for me. This is a very strong. Very strong.
You've been with us from the beginning. Our review system is popcorn buckets, and
yes.
Kev's got a few there, as you can see, and we're definitely supporting the popcorn bucket. Yeah, definitely. And you'll see on our Facebook posts as well that we always will share the Village or Hoyt's popcorn bucket previews that come out. And but yeah, like I definitely rate it the same as Kev, 9 popcorn buckets.
Awesome. All right, so that comes to the end of our review. If you made it this far, thank you so much. And as we said before, you can get all of our episodes on YouTube, Spotify, Amazon, all this good stuff. And yeah,
that's right.
Until then, see you in the next one.
Yeah, please. Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Go on. I can edit it.
Leave a like, leave a comment. Yeah. I was just gonna say, please, like us. Please tell us what you think about, Killer Killers if you've seen it. What your thoughts are, if you're excited for what comes next. If you're looking forward to Badlands, tell us your favorite Predator, moment. But more importantly, thank you for supporting us. And we've definitely got more coming. And as I said before, we look forward to taking you along the journey with us. And absolutely. This is our first, obviously, video review, and it's been exciting. And I want to thank you, Kev, because you've helped build this into something amazing. And it's only going to get better.
Thank you. It's same to you, Anthony. Like, it takes 2 to tango, mate.
Yeah, brothers.
So, all right, guys. We'll see you in the next one.